Hey, what's up guys? Welcome to another episode of Planetary Reviews, and we are here to talk about the movie that started it all off, that started the MCU off, Iron Man, directed by Jon Favreau. This movie had a lot riding on it. This was the movie that was supposed to kick off the Marvel Cinematic Universe and create this beautiful, amazing world that we all know and love today, till this day, almost a decade of nothing but Marvel Cinematic Universe movies. So there was a lot of pressure on Jon Favreau to really do a good job with this film. Did he do it? Hell yes. But let's talk about the story of the movie first. There will be minor spoilers. I don't like to spoil movies even if they are old, because there might be some people out there who have not seen this film. So there might be minor spoilers, not too much. I'm not going to spoil the entire film, but I am going to mention some plot points, just to put that out there. Anyway, the story to this movie is the origin of Iron Man, Tony Stark's evolution into the superhero we know he is. And in the beginning, he's just a weapons dealer. He deals weapons to all kinds of different military factions. He gives them new weapons that he creates and makes money off it. And he's really just a straight up greedy kind of asshole that's just like, oh yeah, I have all this money here, let's party it up, let's go crazy. He's like a teenager stuck in an adult's body. Sells weapons, becomes rich, and he just cares about having a good time. That's his character in the beginning. But then, when he's over in the Middle East, all of a sudden he gets attacked and he gets captured by this terrorist group. And he ends up having to really use his brain and all of his knowledge and power into creating the first Iron Man suit and how to get out of there. And with that opening, it does a great job of showing just how intuitive, smart, and just unique Tony Stark is to this universe, because he doesn't have superpowers, as we all know. He doesn't have superpowers, and he just has that really good brain, and granted a lot of money. But in this situation, he didn't have the money to depend on. It was all brains, and he really was able to push himself through all of this with a little help from a friend he made in there, which also helped. And it also created a lot of dramatic tension in this movie in the very beginning. There was a lot of emotion, there was a lot of heart to this film, which I really liked. But the first time you see him come out of that cave with the original Iron Man suit, which he did a great job in creating, that big gray Hulk of a machine that he had, and he was destroying all those terrorists, it looked awesome. This movie's special effects were top notch. But then after he escapes, he begins to create more Iron Man suits. He feels that he could do something. He saw that his weapons were being used for evildoers. Terrorists found their way to get the Tony Stark's weapons, and he didn't like that. So he decides to create the Iron Man suit, learns how to become basically a hero. But also, when he was attacked, he got like all this poison into his system, where he had to put this fusion reactor of some sort to keep all that stuff that got into his blood system from hitting his heart. So that was also really cool that he was able to keep himself alive through all of that. But gotta say, the villain in this movie, played by Jeff Bridges, was very good. He did a good job. I really enjoyed his performance. In the beginning, you really felt that he was Tony Stark's friend, and then as the movie went on, you saw why he wanted to take down Tony Stark. And it was really interesting. I liked it for a first-time villain in the MCU. I gotta say, it was pretty well done. I enjoyed his performance, and I enjoyed the villain. Also, the casting in this movie, Robert Downey Jr. was completely born to play this character. I cannot believe how well he does as this character. When I first saw him way back in 2008 and I saw him play this character, I was like, this is Iron Man. This is awesome. He's doing a fantastic job. I feel like he's not even acting something. I feel like this is just the way he is naturally. So I loved his performance. I loved the way he portrayed the character of Iron Man. And also the way they portrayed the character was very flawed. He wasn't a perfect hero. He was very humanized. He was very relatable. He wasn't like this super-powered awesome guy. He was a human like us, using his brain and just trying to make a difference and trying to protect people. And it was really well done. Also, the romance in this movie, him and Pepper had a great relationship. Granted, they didn't get together in this film, but the way they portrayed their connection with each other, the way they portrayed how they feel toward each other was very well done. I liked their connection. It was very charismatic between the both of them, and it was very good to watch. Also, the special effects in this movie, as I've said, look great. The special effects in this movie, when I first saw it, I was like, holy shit. The way the Iron Man costume looked when he built the first legit, or technically the second legit one, was awesome. When you saw the gold and you saw the red for the first time, you saw him put it on, it was awesome. I couldn't believe how cool this looked. And also, the next thing we got to talk about is all the performances in this movie were strong. Every character, every actor played their part very, very well, and I really enjoyed that. And I just really couldn't find any negatives with the way anyone performed in this movie. I mean, Jon Favreau was in this movie as his bodyguard, which was great. I really loved him. Everyone was really good. I liked every performance in this movie top notch. And the story, as I was telling you, it's not hard to understand. It was very simple, to the point. It was an origin story, and it was one of the first origin stories for the MCU, so they did a really good job with that. And then also, Tony Stark, as I said, was not perfect. He was very relatable, which I really enjoyed that about him, because you were able to look at him and go, wow, I could actually see a person in there, and not just like this perfect superhero like some superhero movies in the past have tried to do, and sometimes that is very hard to relate to. So I was very happy that they made him humanized and very relatable character. And then the pacing in this movie was really well done, beautifully done. You had a nice beginning to teach us how Tony Stark was, who he is, the way he acts, why he acts the way he acts. And then, just as it started to get a little boring, you had some action, just a bunch of crazy action and some good humor. There were a lot of moments that were funny, gave this movie a lot of heart to it. It wasn't just something that was really serious, and that was really due to the fact that Robert Downey Jr. played this character very well and was able to really just make the quipping feel natural. And Jon Favreau's direction with this movie, he made the comedy feel organic to the situation, which is always awesome. We can never forget that first time he's trying to learn how to make the suit fly, and he just starts messing around and gets blown around his office. I love that scene. That scene was awesome. It's one of the most memorable scenes from Iron Man 1. I loved it. And also, the finale of this movie was very cool. I liked it. It was the first time I ever felt like, wow, this is really just like the comic book was portrayed in such a perfect way on screen. I was excited. Seeing him go up against Jeff Bridges in this huge Iron Man suit was fantastic. It was awesome. There was a lot of tension, and the way it ended was very well done. It was very dramatic, and it did a great job at setting up just what was going to come next. If this was the beginning of the MCU, I was like, this is going to be something special. And I was right, because then we got the coolest post-credit scene ever. The original one, where Nick Fury pops up and sits there and goes, I'm trying to create a team. And you knew exactly what team he was trying to create. The Avengers, man. The first time you see that post-credit scene was fantastic. It was the beginning of it, it was the start of it, and we knew something special was going to go down. Now, if I was going to talk about anything negative about this film, I really couldn't find anything. The only complaint I could really say was that the villain's motive in this movie was a little cliched. It was a little cliched, and that was really the only negative I could think of. I really did sit there pondering, was there anything I did not like about Iron Man? Really, no, not really. This was a great film, near perfect, if they just made the villain's motives a little bit less cliched. But other than that, at the end of the day, Iron Man, the start of the MCU, gets a solid A+ from me, guys. Iron Man was an amazing film, and it still holds up till this very day. It's crazy to think that we have been with this MCU for almost a decade, guys. A decade that Marvel has built up this universe, and man, I don't see it stopping anytime soon. I love the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and it was awesome to do a review on the original, the one that started it all. But guys, thank you so much for watching. My next review will be on The Incredible Hulk, because I actually enjoy that film. And then after that, I do not know if I'm going to go see Transformers. I may, but I do know I'm going to go see Baby Driver. That is going to be a very fun movie. I cannot wait to see that. And also, I might be getting started on my Star Wars reviews. So there's a lot of stuff up in the air right now, trying to figure out what to do. As for games, my next game review is going to be the Crash Bandicoot collection that's coming out, that remastered version. So keep a lookout. I'm trying to schedule what I'm going to be doing, when exactly things are going to be coming out. So trying to keep my head around that. But as always, guys, I hope you liked this video. Thank you so much for watching, and have a great day, guys.